Hello everybody, welcome to Gregsbeerreviews. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer is one that Nate sent me. This is Happy Camper IPA. And they're out of Santa Fe, New Mexico. I don't know if I've ever had any beers from New Mexico, so this may be a first for me. Nate, thanks again for sending the beer package. I do appreciate it, sir. I am a hop head, so I'm hoping this is going to be a nice, tasty treat. First beer from New Mexico. On the side of the can it says, "Wiping your rear with a pine cone is about as rough as camping should get." Hope I never experienced that. That sounds pretty rough. That's why we invented this portable IPA in a can, a healthy, refreshing beverage that goes great with campfires, bears, granola, and mosquito repellent. Happy camping. I used to do a bunch of camping in my day, but I don't do too much of it anymore. Got too old and fat to lay on the ground, so I like a nice warm bed and a shower to go with that. So don't do a lot of camping anymore, guys. But in my younger days, boy, I tell you what, we used to give it hell. I used to do drag racing on the motorcycle, and we used to camp out everywhere. And whenever we went to the beach, Myrtle or Daytona for bike weeks, we would camp out and we did all that. We were kind of tight back then, saving money and scrimping money. So it's a lot cheaper to camp than it is to get a motel room. So in my older days here, I kind of got a little candy ass, and I like that motel room now where you can turn the heat on if you need to, turn the air conditioner on if you need to, and got a TV to watch when you're not out running around having fun, and got a nice warm shower to take. That's what happens when you get old, guys. Yeah, you go from the more luxurious lifestyle, if you call sleeping in a motel luxurious. But Nate, thanks again for sending this beer. This is a 6.6%er. It doesn't say what the IBUs are here, guys. I don't think it has it on either site. Year-round availability. It also says here, a classic beer for those beer lovers who love their hops. Happy Camper IPA would take the Pepsi Challenge, or IPA Challenge, as we say in New Mexico, against any other pretenders to the throne. Was it divine providence that made this beer the king of the IPA world? Was it the tireless pursuit of glory? No, this IPA has a top secret recipe to thank for its success, and this meticulously formulated combination of several different hops combined with a very specific brewing process gives Happy Camper IPA a spicy, citric, and floral infusion of hop character, which is masterfully counterbalanced with the full-bodied maltiness characteristics of the Santa Fe Brewing Company's distinctive beers. Not had any of their beers before. This is the first one that I've had from New Mexico that I can recall. I don't think I've ever had any other ones come from New Mexico, so hopefully it's going to be a treat. Food pairings for this, guys, is your typical IPA food pairings. It's going to be the food pairings are going to be cuisine, is going to be curried, and your Thai food, which is what it always says. But most of your, if you're a hophead, most of this stuff goes with a lot of different stuff: pizza and grilled meat and tacos and all kinds of good spicy dishes. The cheeses are peppery, Monterey, pepper jack, sharp, blue, cheddar. Your more pungent cheeses, Gorgonzola, Limburger. And the meat is poultry, fish, shellfish, and salmon. And like I said, there's a lot of other things that goes with it. These are just some of their typical suggestions. If you like your IPAs with pasta, by all means do it. If you like it with fish or whatever, I like IPAs with just about everything. I don't consider it a dessert beer. I don't have it with chocolate or anything like that. I don't eat a lot of chocolate or desserts anymore. Don't need to. But it's all depends on what you like to drink with what you're eating. So, with that being said, glassware is pint, becker, the non-tumbler, mug, stein, and side ale. I got the pint glass today, and not recommended for extended cellaring because it is an IPA. So let's pop the cap on this one. There is no date on the can. That's the only thing I can fuss about, is it don't have a date on the can. Now, like I said, they may date their 6-pack cartons or the cases, but I'm an old fuddy-duddy that way. I kind of like to have a date on every single bottle and can. So if you're buying singles, you know what you're getting and how old the beer is. Very unique can. It's got some kind of, it may be some kind of Indian sign or something there on the front of the can. Not real sure what the logo means there. Alright, over into the light. It is a richer amber color. A little bit darker than when we did yesterday from Sierra Nevada, the Nooner. This has got a little bit more color to it, a little more richer malt, I would say. A lot of bubbles streaming up. Let's get a nose on it. A little bit of floral hops there, but there's a bigger malt backbone than there is hops. Like I said, and that may come from being not dated and being an older can. I don't know how you would tell if it doesn't have a date on it, guys. Big malty backbone on this. I mean, it does in the nose anyway. A little bit of floral hop present in there, but it's not what I would consider a big IPA. Well, let's give it a taste. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Nate. Thank you, sir. Yeah, not a big hop presence for an IPA. I think Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale is more hoppier than this. Very easy drinking. I'm not getting any of that 6.6% alcohol. But not having a date on it, I don't know how old the beer is, or whether this is a fresh can, or this can's been setting for a while when the hops have faded. Hopefully that's the case. If this is a fresh can and this is what they're putting out as is a big hoppy IPA, they haven't tasted a big hoppy IPA, so. But it is a well-made beer because the alcohol is very well hidden. But being a big IPA, I would not agree with that. There's just not enough hop presence in the nose or in the taste to be considered a big IPA or a typical American IPA. Definitely malt forward as far as I'm concerned. And the color tells me that there's a lot of malt in this beer because it's a little darker than a typical IPA. But we're going to let it warm up just a hair and let her taste it and see what she thinks of it. And we'll come back and we'll do the final chug on this one. Not blown away by this one. Good beer. I don't really consider it an IPA. It would be a Happy Camper Pale might be more like it. So, guys, let's let it warm up just a hair. We'll come back and do the final chug on this one. Alright, guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Not blown away by this beer being called an IPA with no date on the can, but it is what it is. Tastes more like a pale ale to me. It's definitely got more malt characteristics than it does hop characteristics on this beer. So, definitely a well-made beer because the alcohol is hidden, but not knowing how old the beer is, it could be a very nice IPA fresh and it has lost its hoppiness over time. So, with that being said, let's do the final chug. It has some IPA characteristics with the bitterness on the back end. It's not overly bitter, but it's overly malty for an IPA for the hop profile that this can has right now. So Guys, I'm gonna give this a 6, which is the B. If it had a date on the can and knowing that it's fresh, it may have got the B plus, but not knowing that, I have no way of telling how old the beer is. So it gets the 6, which is the B in my category. So let's see what everybody else thinks. Let's go over to Beer Advocate first. Beer Advocate says 84, which is in their good range. Would not argue with that. It is a good beer. I wouldn't say it's a good IPA, but it's a good beer. Over to Rate Beer. Rate Beer says 89 overall, which leads me to think that it is a pretty decent beer when you can get it fresh. But it has 76 in the style, which leads me to believe that there are some other people that are saying it doesn't quite fit the IPA style. Just my opinion on this, guys. If you had this beer and you had a fresh one and you know it's been fresh, give me some comments back on this and tell me what you think. Is it a great IPA? Is it a good IPA? Is it a so-so IPA? Would it deserve an A? Would it deserve a B? Or is it just an average IPA that should deserve the C? So let me know if you've had this Happy Camper from Santa Fe Brewing out of New Mexico. Not having anything from them, kind of disappointing that it's not a little tastier than what it is, but not knowing the date, that's the way it goes, guys. But I do appreciate Nate sending this one to me. I do like to try different beers, and I think this is the first one from New Mexico that I've had. So kind of a little disappointed that it's not more hoppier than it is. But I do like that it's in a can, which keeps the light from getting to it, which we didn't have any skunkiness to the beer whatsoever, which is a good thing, but didn't have the hot profile that I think a good IPA should have. So that's where I'm going to leave it today, guys. Let me know if you've had this one. Give me some comments back on this one. As always, rate, comment, subscribe, and let's go see what's in the fridge tomorrow. Maybe we'll get us a good hoppy IPA, or maybe it'll be a good stout. Never know. Join me then. We'll see you together.